What do you mean by practicing active listening? We generally have a tendency to listen to defend our own viewpoints. We do not even let the other person complete the statement and we cut in between to try to defend what we were trying to express. Listen very patiently, let the other person finish what he or she is saying, and then express or continue explaining further. When you listen to understand, then you put aside your own interpretations, your emotions, your judgments, and try to really understand. And that doesn't mean you may just agree to whatever the other person is saying, but you are in a better state to then further explain what you really are trying to say. Secondly, putting your assumptions aside, what the other person or how the other person would be reacting to what we are saying, what the other person might be thinking about what we are saying. The moment you put your own assumptions aside, you're giving your friend an opportunity to be able to express or maybe even surpass your expectations of the reaction or the response. Hence, it is always advisable to put your assumptions aside when you are communicating. Thirdly, believing in what the other person is saying simply means that you go by the words or the expression of the other person rather than just trying to justify it by what you are thinking the other person is saying. This simply means that you are saying that you are honest and the other person is not honest. It is very important for an effective communication and a good relation to believe in what the other person is trying to do. A perception check. This simply means that many a times we tend to give meaning to what we are listening, what the other person is saying, based on our past experiences, based on our own fears. And it might be very much different to what actually the person said. Make sure by repeating, if needed, what the other person is saying to clarify if there are any doubts, to avoid any kind of miscommunication. You can ask the other person why exactly the person said something in particular. You will get to know if there is something attached from the past experience or not. This way, you get a clearer picture of what the person just expressed. State your needs clearly simply means that you have to be very precise and concise in whatever you say. Do not expect the other person to read your mind. You are supposed to express yourself clearly as to what you're expecting out of the conversation. If you are someone who just talks in words and phrases and leaves the other person to understand what you have said by saying, I know, I hope you understand me, don't do that. That only creates more and more confusion because the other person will fill in the blanks based on what the other person perceives what you are saying from the past experiences. To make avoid confusions and any kind of misunderstanding, it is very important to be clear and precise. Apply them and see how you can improve and enhance any and every area of your life, especially when you are looking out to interact and communicate with people. Following these simple 5 steps or 5 tips will enhance and establish your authority as a well grounded and a sound person. Do share your experiences in the comments.